Greetings, Earthlings. I have another update from the Absurdium for you. Well, the ceasefire finally went into effect after some fuckabouting by Netanyahu claiming that he didn't have a list of the hostages. He didn't have the first three names that were going to be released. He was making it sound like it was the full list, which is very characteristic of him, is a sneaky bugger. And that was due to technical difficulties on the ground because the IDF didn't stick to the agreement to ease up on the attacks whilst the emissaries were going about their business, gathering the intelligence to figure out who was coming out first. They don't have a cell phone network. They have literally used go-betweens. The IDF used that as an opportunity to kill 10 more people, and they detonated a house whilst the family was returning to it as well. Ben-Gvir did tender his resignation. There is, however, a but. He will return to the cabinet if Netanyahu agrees to restarting the war after they get the hostages, and I'll get to that. This has also afforded Smotrich the opportunity to turn the thumbscrews on Netanyahu in order to make sure that he commits to occupying Gaza after the war. Now, I want to read some parts of an article from Anadolu, which is a Turkish news outlet, and it's entitled, Gaza Ceasefire Temporary. Israel given full right to resume war if needed, claims Netanyahu. Israel will not decrease number of troops in the Philadelphi corridor. It will increase them during the first stage of deal, alleges Israeli Prime Minister. Oh, dear me. Okay. So he's already said it's temporary. Okay. This is ahead of any violation by Hamas, and he's already violated the agreement. His negotiating team have been summoned to Doha to explain what is going on here. I'll read a bit more of this article. In a statement, Netanyahu said US President Joe Biden and President-elect Donald Trump gave Israel the right to resume attacks in the next stage of the deal with the Palestinian resistance group if those terms are not realized. Okay, so he's already put the cart before the horse. Israel will not decrease the number of troops in the Philadelphia corridor, but will increase them during the first stage, he alleged. Netanyahu's office circulated a statement to the media Thursday that was attributed to a senior political official pledging not to withdraw from the Philadelphia corridor. The text of the agreement between Israel and Hamas, announced Wednesday in Doha and brokered by Qatar, Egypt and the US, however, suggests otherwise, and the Anadolu agency obtained a copy of the agreement. According to the text, quote, Israel's side will gradually reduce the forces in corridor area during stage 1 based on the accompanying maps and agreement between both sides, end quote. So, double down Yahoo, or Benno, the Benster, Bentley Ill. It's what I tell you about Zionists. You have to assume that they're lying and you work back from there. And I just want to remind you of an old proverb that I think sums this up very well. And it's called The Scorpion and the Frog. A scorpion wants to cross the river but cannot swim, so it asks a frog to carry it across. The frog hesitates, afraid that the scorpion will sting it, but the scorpion promises not to, pointing out that it would drown if it killed the frog in the middle of the river. The frog considers this argument sensible and agrees to transport the scorpion. Midway across the river, the scorpion stings the frog anyway, dooming them both. The dying frog asks the scorpion why it stung despite knowing the consequence, to which the scorpion replies, I am sorry, but I couldn't help myself. It's my character.